Good morning, dear students. Welcome to online classes. So, in the previous class, we have discussed about the first lesson, that is history, the Mughals and the Marathas. Okay. So, in this class, we are going to discuss about the civics first lesson, that is judicial system. Yes, and we have discussed about the before in our Indian Constitution, that is the characteristics of our Indian Constitution, that we have discussed about we have an independent judicial system. Okay, so India, it has a very common judicial system and entire in our country. Okay, and that means we have a separate judicial system. That means state we have a state high courts and Supreme Court, that is in our central government. Okay, so there are some under this Supreme Court, there are some subordinate courts are there, like High Court is there and subordinate courts are there. That means district courts are there, and next taluka courts are there. Okay, fine. So let us discuss about the judicial system of our India. What it among them, first one is the Supreme Court. Yes, so Supreme Court, it is a highest court in our India. So it was it came into existence in the year 1950 January 28. Yes, and it is in New Delhi. Yes, and the Chief Justice of this Supreme Court is appointed by the President. Okay, so at present now 31 judges are there in this Supreme Court. Okay, and now recently the N.V. Ramana, he became the 48th Chief Justice of Supreme Court. Yes, and he will be appointed by the President in this April month, last of this April month. Okay, and now at present S.A. Bobde is the Chief Justice of our Supreme Court. Got it? And next one is the qualification of this Supreme Court judge. So first of all, he should be a citizen of India. Yes, and he should be served as a High Court judge for at least 5 years, or he should work as an advocate in High Court at least 10 years. So these are the qualifications of become a Supreme Court judge. Okay, and the age of retirement of this Supreme Court judge is, that is 65 years. Yes, and otherwise he can also resign earlier. Yes, and if the judges they found guilty or while discharging their duties, so they can be removed by the impeachment. Yes, and the salaries and the allowances are decided by an act of parliament. Yes, and let us discuss about the what are the functions of the and powers of this Supreme Court. Okay, so first one is original function is there, next appellate powers is there, next one is advisory powers are there of the Supreme Court. First one is original powers. So in these original powers, the Supreme Court has a right to resolve the disputes between the union and the state. Yes, if there any dispute arises in the state and the central government, so that should be solved by the Supreme Court. Okay, and it provides it protects the fundamental rights of citizens, and interpreting the provisions of the Constitution and passing on writs. And next one is appellate powers. So the Supreme Court may accept such appeals and issues judgment in these matters, and it may also give special directions to the citizens to file such appeals. Yes, and next one is advisory power. So Supreme Court, they can advise the President when he asks some suggestion on the important public issues, and the President, he may consult the Supreme Court for advice on matters related to the agreements and contracts entered by the governments. Okay, and next one is some additional functions is also there. Yes, for example, Supreme Court, it serves as a court of records, as and the chief advisor to the central and state government, and has the power to issue the special writs. Okay, next one is High Court. Okay, so High Court, it provides justice to the state government. Yes, and sometimes there is one High Court or two more High Courts for every state, and The High Court it consists of Chief Justice and other judges. The members of judges were varies from state to state. Yes, and let us discuss about the qualification of the uh, High Court. So he or she should be a citizen of India. Yes, and should have served as a judiciary officer in a judicial office or worked as an advocate of the High Court for 10 years and should be an distinguished jurist as per the opinion of the president. Yes, and their retirement age is 62 years. However, they can also resign earlier. Yes, and the judges are found guilty, so they can move by impeachment by the president. Okay. Yes, and let us discuss about the functions of the High Court. First one is the original power to resolve civil and criminal cases. Yes, and that means the first function, that is they can solve the civil and criminal cases. Next one is uh, the subordinates, that means the appeals which is came by the subordinates, it is also solved by this High Court. Yes, and direct transfer of cases from lower courts to the higher court. Yes, it is also solved by this High Court. Okay, next one is uh, that is the subordinate courts are there. For example, Supreme Court is a highest court. Next High Court are there. Next district and session courts are there. Next senior division court is there. It solves the civil cases, and the chief judicial magistrate is there, so it solves the criminal cases. Got it? First one among them, subordinate courts is there. Okay, so first one, civil court is there. So every district has a civil court. Yes, and the district judge, he is the chief judge of this civil court. Okay, and the governor, he appoints the district judge. Yes, and the district judge, he should serve as an advocate in any court of the state for a period of 7 years, and the other judges are selected through the competitive examination. Got it? And next they can solve the problems like the problems related to the property, land, next monetary transactions, marriages, divorce, and others. Yes, and the subordinate courts are under the district courts. They are the court of subordinate judges, court of additional subordinate judges, and court of municip and court of additional municips. So among them, first one is a criminal court one is there. Okay, so criminal courts came into existence on 1st April 1974. Yes, and they are also known as the district magistrate court. Yes, and they function under the High Court, and it is the highest criminal court in the district level. Yes, and the district judge of he performs the function of the judge of the court too. Yes, and the court, it takes cases like murder, robbery, yes, dacoity, etc. Yes, and they have a right to issue the death sentence and also imprisonment sentence. Yes, and next one is the chief magistrate court is there. So this court does not have the powers to pass a death sentence of life imprisonment, and however it can impose a 7 years punishment. Okay, next one is first grade magistrate court. So these types of court has a greater powers and can impose a punishment up to 3 years and fine up to 5,000 years. Next one is the second grade magistrate courts. So these types of court has the power to impose punishment up to 2 years and fine up to 1,000 rupees. Okay, and next third one is, so these types of court has the power to impose 1 month's imprisonment and 50 rupees fine or both. Okay, and next one is revenue courts is there. So these types of court found in every district. Yes, and they solve the problems related to the land tax, land records, and revenue courts. Okay, so that means the revenue courts comprises taluka, that is taluka or the, and district subdivisional officers courts, and district revenue court. Yes, and commissioner court. That means revenue courts, they solve the they solve the issues related to the land tax. So among them Tahsil court is there. So Tahsil court, it is the lowest court among the revenue, okay, and Tahsildar, he is the judge of this court, okay. Next one is district subdivisional court. So the assistant commissioner, he is the judge in this court, okay. Next one is a district revenue court or the district magistrate court. So it is existing in the every district, and this court takes up appeal against the judgment which is given by taluka tahsildar or the district subdivisional officers or the assistant commissioner, okay. And the deputy commissioner, he is the judge of this district magistrate court. Next one is commissioner court is there. So this court can takes up appeals against the judgment which is given by the district magistrate court, okay. And the divisional officer, he is the head of this court, that is judge of this court. Next one, revenue board is there, okay. Revenue board is there, you can see here. So this is the highest court which dealing the revenue cases, and it has the power to take up the appeals against the judgment of the lower revenue courts, and the revenue secretary, he is the head of this court, okay. And last one, the people's court is there, that is the Lok Adalat is there. So Lok Adalat are established only some state like Gujarat, New Delhi, Karnataka and few other states. And some judges of the Supreme Courts and social workers and young law graduates are the founding these types of courts, and the cases which have not yet been disposed of the courts or high court can be settled by the Lok Adalats, okay. And let us discuss about the features of this court. So first one is, it lays a stress on compromise, and it is fast and cheap, and it reduces the judicial burden on the other courts. And Lok Adalats, they take up cases relating to vehicle accident and land possession, banking, marriage and alimony, and laborers problems. And these courts are established by either district law authority or taluka law authority. Yes, and two mediators will be present here, and the judgments given by the Lok Adalats are the final and binding on both the parties, and appeals cannot be filed against them, and these judgments enjoy the same respect that judgments of civil courts do. Fine. So this is all about the judicial system of our India. Yes, I hope all of you understood this. So thank you for watching this video.